what goes better than coffee and candy together? Nothing.
I'm gonna wash that one down with some coffee.
Okay, that flavor is really freaking good. I get why everyone is hyping these ones up.
So I guess, I mean, these are okay, but they're not really living up to the hype.
They look weird. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So today we thought we would bring you guys along on a Smart Sweets review. I don't know if you guys have tried or heard of Smart Sweets. I'm sure you've heard of them, but we were honestly a little late to the game. I didn't try them for the first time until this week, and neither did Mary. So this is all our first time trying opinions. We're going to review every single flavor besides the red twist because we couldn't find those ones. But other than that, we have everything. I ordered a bunch of them on Amazon. So let's get right into it. We're excited to try these. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around them. So we want to see if it's actually worth the hype or if they taste like crap, basically, because they very well could. A lot of like healthy candies that people say are like delicious and taste just the same as regular candy. Typically when I try them, they actually taste disgusting. So we're gonna see how these ones stand up to their actual candy alternatives, which we already know are good. So let's get right into it.
So we're outside today for this sugar taste test, and really I have not eaten candy before noon in I can't tell you how long. Plus, I'm making it kind of weird for my neighbors because I'm out in public on these stairs. So I'm thinking like things might get a little interesting. Anyways, I was gonna start this video yesterday when I got off work. And that probably would have been the best sight to see because I would have been the most brutally honest person I've ever been in my entire life because I'll have been tired and lack of sleep. So here I am, just before noon, trying these candies.
I got my coffee, of course, alongside these candies because what goes better than coffee and candy together? Nothing. It's just the perfect combo. Just kidding, but I drink coffee with everything, so that's just how it's gonna go today. To start things off, I'm gonna try the one that I'm most excited to try because I've heard the most good things about it. The sweet fish. So basically these are Swedish fish, which I used to love as a kid. We actually used to, this is kind of like disgusting now thinking about it, but we used to dip Swedish fish in vanilla icing when we were kids. I don't know if anyone else did that or if that was just a weird thing that my friends and I did, but it tasted really good, like especially for kids when you have a huge sweet tooth. So I wouldn't recommend telling that to your kids because they'll probably love it, but it was delicious. Let's try these guys. They look like Swedish fish. Oops, I just dropped one. I don't know if you can see that, but ooh, okay, those are actually really good. They're very chewy. This was taking forever to chew. Okay, that flavor is really freaking good. I get why everyone is hyping these ones up. That actually tasted really similar to Swedish fish. If I was gonna compare these to actual Swedish fish, I would probably, I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference, honestly. Like, I probably would if you put one right next to each other, just because it doesn't have that, like, super overly sweet taste. Like, it's still sweet, but it's not, like, boom, like, in-your-face sweet. It's similar, though. Like, I'm honestly surprised. But these ones are really freaking good. I would say the texture is very similar to Swedish fish, except, like, a little bit chewier. Like, I feel like that just took me like a full 30 seconds to chew one of them, if that says anything. So I would definitely not eat these if you're in a rush or if you're in public, because unless you like having people watch you chew, because that was a lot of chewing. But the texture is good, it tastes good. Comparably to Swedish fish, they are almost identical, I would say, so that's definitely a win. Overall rating, I would give these guys, the sweet fish, a I'm gonna give these a 9 out of 10. These are really good. The only thing I'm knocking off a point for is like they're a little too chewy, but otherwise I love that they're slightly less sweet than Swedish Fish and they just taste really good. So thumbs up for these ones.
Next up, we have some fish, some red fish from the sea. Oh gosh. These have 13 grams of fiber in them. I'm gonna, I guess if I ate the whole bag, I would probably die. This might be good for me in the sense. I'm gonna put one of these boys, what they look like. I think my crown might come out with him. You know, we all love Swedish Fish, right? What this cousin fish has in common is that this crap gets stuck in your teeth, and I freaking hate that. Who likes this crap? Anyways, the flavor is good. The texture is still this kind of gummy texture, but I'd say it's a sweet treat that has good flavor that tastes nothing like Swedish Fish, but would be very similar to. And they're both really good at getting stuck in your teeth. I'm gonna wash that one down with some coffee.
Today I'm also going to try the Sour Melon Bites, which I'm also really excited. My favorite actual candy are the Sour Patch Kids watermelons. Who's with me on that? Those are the best candies, honestly, ever. I don't know how they make them so good, but they're just perfect. So these were like probably the second most excited I've been to try any of these because Sour Patch watermelons are the best. So I have very high hopes for these ones. They look weird. They don't they don't look like Sour Patch watermelons, but I don't know why I expected them to. I mean, they're not the same thing, but this is what they look like. I don't know if you can see that. Having a hard time focusing. They're definitely not as like big as Sour Patch watermelons either. They're like really thin, so let's see. I need another one to see. They're so small. Oh my gosh, these are all so chewy. It's like taking me an hour to chew through these 2 pieces of candy. It's like stuck to my gums, but we're just gonna go with it. Okay, not bad. I mean, they're not Sour Patch watermelons, that's all I'm gonna say, but they're pretty good. Don't go into it expecting a Sour Patch watermelon though, or like a regular watermelon candy, because it's gonna disappoint you if you do, which is how I'm kind of feeling right now. But it tastes good in its own way. It's just definitely not comparable to an actual watermelon candy, but I don't know why I expected it to be because those are already perfection. As far as texture goes, this is also very chewy. I think it's a little bit less chewy than the Swedish Fish ones, but it's still freaking chewy. But it's candy and it's made from natural ingredients, so I guess that's to be expected. So texture, I would say could be better. It's too chewy and these ones are too like small and not thick enough. Like Sour Patch watermelons are kind of like thicker and these ones are just really thin. It's very thin, so you're not getting much in one bite. You have to kind of eat like a few of them in one bite to really get much out of it. As far as comparing them to candy, I already said they cannot compete with Sour Patch watermelons. They don't taste that similar. Like the fish ones honestly tasted so similar to Swedish Fish, so I had really high expectations, but these ones, just don't even try and compare them. Just look at them as their own candy that's not supposed to be compared to an actual form of candy. I would not give that a high rating as far as comparing to actual candy. As far as overall taste and sweetness goes, they're not that sweet, honestly. Like, they're not really that sweet at all. They're kind of sour, but not really. Like, they have kind of almost a bland taste. Like, it's not bad. It's like, they taste pretty good, but it's just not either like really sweet or really sour. It's just kind of like in between. So they're okay. Overall, I would give these ones a 5 out of 10. Honestly, I'm not thrilled with them and I would rather just have regular Sour Patch watermelons. But if you're looking for a healthier alternative and you really don't want all the sugar, these are definitely a good option. They're just not the best. I like the Swedish Fish ones more. That's all I'm trying for today. I'll be back once my Amazon order comes in and review the rest. And Mary will also give her thoughts on all of the ones she has. So see you guys later.
Okay, next we have these, another sour. We have a sour watermelon bite. which if I ate the whole bag would have 13 grams of fiber, which maybe I should. I guess I should mention that these are all plant-based, fibrous, naturally flavored, no artificial colors or sweeteners. Rock on, brother. And they're owned by women. Heck yeah, women's rights, let's go. These ones are all kind of stuck together, but there is more than 10. I'd say maybe almost 20, you know, I'm gonna put 2 of them in my mouth. Okay, so they are actually kind of sour. They do taste like watermelon. On the gummy scale, they're more like, they got stuck in my teeth a little bit, but not as bad as like the Swedish fish, so I would say like maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10. And then the sourness, I'm just more impressed by how much of a watermelon-y taste it tastes like. You know, you have those like Sour Patch watermelons, which are more sour than these are, if that's what you're going for. I mean, it still have this like lasting taste of sourness, but also like the lasting taste of watermelon. Like these watermelons are actually tasting like watermelon. Pretty dang good.
Hey guys, so today I am trying the peach rings, which I'm super excited about. These are one of my favorite candies growing up, the Trolley Peachios, so I am really hoping that these can compete with those, because besides Sour Patch watermelons, those are the best candies. So let's try these bad boys out. Okay, those are actually pretty good. Oh, I really like those. I'll try one more. Oh my gosh, okay. These ones I think are my favorite ones so far. I'm kind of surprised. But they look just like Peachios, if you've ever had Peachios. And they taste so good. For the sweet sour scale, they're definitely sweet. They're not sour at all, but like the other ones I've tried so far, they're not overly sweet by any means. They're pretty subtle, but definitely no sourness to those guys. For the texture, they are definitely similar to Peachios. They're honestly probably the best texture I've had in these so far. They're not overly chewy. Like some of the other ones, it took me like a minute to chew through one of them. So these definitely don't have that problem. So that's a thumbs up. As far as similarity to Peachios, they're pretty similar. They definitely taste healthier and less sugary and overly sweet, but they're really good. And I'm a big Peachio stan, so I had high expectations and these ones definitely delivered. Overall rating, honestly, I can't give them a 10 out of 10 just because they're not like perfect like regular Peachios, but I'll definitely give these ones a 9.5 because they were pretty freaking good and pretty similar to the actual candy, so thumbs up.
Next. Ooh, we got some peach rings. Oh, look at these peach rings. That's gonna be some good little fudge. Again, they would also have 13 grams of fiber if I was to eat the whole bag today. Ooh. You know, one thing that really kind of irritates me about these healthy snacks so far is that the bag comes mostly empty, right? It's like chips, you know? I mean, it seems like there's a decent amount in there, and maybe there is for non-judgmental people, not like me, but there's like 10 in here. 10 peach rings for this bag, which costs like, on average, I got a 2 for $5 deal, you know? But they're like $2.46 or like $3 sometimes at Targets, which are bougie. Yeah, I get it, but anyways, that's my rant. I just don't understand. Healthy crap is always expensive. Honestly, these are pretty dang good. I'm catching the idea that all these are kind of like gummier, you know what I mean? Like they're kind of rubbery in the sense, but they're not gross, you know? So these are actually pretty dang good. These have really good peach flavor. They're covered in sugar, I'm assuming. The texture is, like I said, kind of gummy, but very chewable, doesn't get stuck in your teeth as much. I guess that's what I'm basing it off of, is how well they get stuck in your teeth. Yeah, they're pretty dang good, man. I'm down for these. As far as flavor goes, peach is winning. Peach is winning. Okay. And we're gonna start with some fruity gummy bears. This is what it looks like. I'm making it okay because it's healthy and it's before noon. But I had breakfast, so that's nice. So I'm gonna put like 4 of them in my mouth. This is what they look like. Well, they have good flavor. They're pretty chewy, but they're not bad. They're just pretty chewy, you know what I'm saying? They've got 110 calories, I think. 9 grams of fiber. 9. And I don't talk about this very much because we're new to the YouTube world, but 9 grams of fiber for me might be okay. Okay, so the texture was chewy. The texture was kind of gummy. It was kind of hard to chew, but the flavor was pretty okay. And it was sweet. It wasn't sour by any means. And then I guess my overall rating for this would probably be, I'll give it like a 6 out of 10 on being pretty good. They don't taste like gummy bears in the sense that they're too sweet and too not chewy enough, you know, but they were pretty chewy. I'll give it a 6.
I'm home on my lunch break right now, so I'm just quickly going to try both of the gummy bears, the sour gummy bears and the regular gummy bears, and do a little compare and contrast of both of those. So start out with the regular fruity gummy bears. There's a bunch of different flavors in there. Oh god. Okay, it's pretty good. It was like kind of hard at first. I think it might have just been cold though. Let's try another flavor. Okay, those are actually pretty good. They taste kind of like the Haribo ones, so that's a plus. I'll try the sour ones, see if they're actually sour or if they're weird like the sour watermelons. Ooh, they look good. I'll try a yellow one. Okay, I really like those. Those are good. They're actually pretty sour too. Like, I don't like things that are super sour, so I feel like this was a good amount, but definitely the most sour one that I've had so far, but it's still sweet at the end, so I like that. These ones just taste like regular gummy bears, honestly. I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference between these and like Haribo gummy bears, besides that the texture is a little different. The texture of both of them is a little weird. Like, it's a little bit, it's not hard, but it's like a little bit harder at first than biting into a regular gummy bear, so that's the main difference, I'd say. Other than that, it's pretty comparable. Overall rating of these, I'm going to give the regular gummy bears a 7 out of 10. Pretty good. They're not bad. I would definitely eat them again, but I'm not like blown away by them by any means. And the sour gummy bears, I'm gonna give a 7.5 out of 10. They're a little bit better than the regular ones just because they do have that sour taste and the sour like powder on the outside of them. So it gives it a little bit extra kick. Other than that, neither of them are my favorite, but they're definitely both good, and I would buy and eat them both again. So.
Next up, we have sour gummy bears. Wow, yes! Let's go, dude! Smell real good. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll put about 4 of them, 4 or 5 in my mouth. You ready? I would say they're not very sour. I'm kind of disappointed by that. Still the same kind of rubbery, chewy kind of feeling. Not very sweet though, but not very sour. Like a sweet and sour chicken kind of deal, you know? Not very sweet, not very sour. That makes sense? I don't know. I'm really disappointed on these ones because I've become a really good fan of sour things, even though I don't really like sour things. It's like I like scary movies, but I don't like scary movies because you like being scared, but you get really scared, you know? So it's, no. So I guess, I mean, these are okay, but they're not really living up to the hype. And I guess that's my response to that one.
All right, got my coffee, got my Smart Sweets. So let's get right into the review today. I think these are the last ones that I have to try. We have the Sour Blast Buddies, which are basically like Sour Patch Kids. And we also have the Sweet Chews, which are basically a replacement for Starburst. So both seem like good options, but we'll see if they pass the Vitality Vixen's taste test. So I'll try the Sour Blast Buddies first. There have a bunch of different colors in there. Those look good. Let's try the red one first. Need a blue one too. Okay, it's funny that they call these Sour Blast Buddies, like if they're going off of Sour Patch Kids, but that was the least sour thing I've ever tasted. So these are pretty good. The texture is good. It didn't take an extremely long time to chew, so that's an improvement from some of the other ones. Sweet sour scale, these are not sour at all. Like they're not overly sweet either. They're pretty comparable to like the peach rings or the sweet fish, where they're pretty sweet but not overpowering at all. I really like them. I just wouldn't go into it thinking that it's gonna be a sour candy. Similarity to Sour Patch Kid, they're pretty similar. Honestly, like I could definitely tell the difference if I put one right next to another, because I feel like Sour Patch Kids are actually like slightly more sour. They're not that sour either, but compared to these, they have a little bit, and the texture's a little bit different too, and I feel like they have more of the like sugar on the outside to give it a little bit more texture out there. Overall, I'm gonna give these a 7. They're pretty good. I didn't have any expectations really going into these ones, so all right, I'm gonna also try the Sweet Chews. Oh, they're even individually wrapped in there. All right, what flavors are these? They have mango, strawberry, and watermelon, so those all sound delicious. Let's try a watermelon. Ooh, they look much different than Starburst. They look healthier, like they don't have a bunch of artificial coloring and ingredients. This is what they look like. Oh my god, that tastes just like some candy that I've had before, but I can't think of what it is. That's actually pretty good though. It's gonna really bother me if I can't figure out what this tastes like, but it doesn't really taste like a Starburst, but it tastes like another kind of candy. If anyone knows, if anyone's tried these and knows what candy I'm talking about, please let me know below in the comments, because this is gonna stress me the heck out now. What the heck do those taste like? I cannot figure it out for the life of me. Hopefully one of you guys knows, or Mary knows when she tries these, because I am stressed out now. Those are good though. Sweet and sour scale wise, they're definitely sweet. Not sour at all, but they're a pretty good amount of sweet, just like all the other sweet ones I've tried so far. They're definitely not overpowering. Texture, they're very chewy. They're chewier than regular Starburst, but it's kind of in a good way. Like it's not overwhelming at all like some of the other ones were. Overall rating, I'm gonna give these a 7.5. I actually really like these. I might honestly say that I like these more than regular Starburst, but I'm not a huge fan of Starburst to begin with, so that's not hard to do besides the pink ones. But I really like the flavors they have in here, and if I could figure out for the life of me what type of candy they actually taste like, that would be great. So if I figure it out, I'll update you guys, but until then, I'm just gonna be stressed out and only think about that basically. Okay, update. I just asked Jeremy what he thought the Smart Sweets tasted like, the Starburst ones, and he said Laffy Taffy. And I was kind of thinking that too, but I wasn't positive, so I'm pretty sure that's what I'm tasting. If anyone else comes up with anything different, I still want to know, because I'm still not completely convinced that it's Laffy Taffy, but that definitely crossed my mind, so it very well could be, and I'm just really not convinced yet. So try them out, see what you think, and let me know in the comments.
But I'm gonna try these red twists. Okay, these have been really hard to come by for some reason. So these, I mean, I'm gonna assume are most similar to like Twizzlers, I'm gonna guess, or like those red twists. Oh, they smell so good. Like I kind of wish you could smell it, but here's what they look like. Kinda. I'm a little concerned because they're really pretty soft looking, but I guess that means they're not fake. Alright, here we go. you know? I don't know that I like these. Which, for me, if I stare off into space, I'm really focusing. I'm trying to like hone in on my superpower flavors, right? I'm really trying to grasp every single sense of this food, right? And I keep doing this today. I don't know why. Every single sense of the food. I just don't know that I like these that much. I'm not gonna lie. They kind of taste like, you know, those. They're not Twizzlers, I guess, but they're the pull apart Twizzlers. You know, the kind that you peel. You would do as a kid. You peel them and then eat them, and they're like cherry flavored, and sometimes they're like lemon and strawberry. You know what I'm saying? Like a subtle flavor, but good. To me, that's what that tastes like. But on the gummy scale, as far as like being really chewy and not so chewy, they're not very chewy. They're actually pretty soft. They don't get stuck in your teeth that much, like a 3 out of 4. They're sweet, but they're kind of bitter to me, you know? I'm thinking that I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of those. I don't like them. Overall rating, I'd probably give them like, maybe like a 2. I'll give them a 2 for trying. I disagree. But anyways, that wraps up my Smart Sweets taste test review. You saw it here first, folks. Right before, don't have my watch on, but right before noon, I ate candy, and I don't do that. I love candy to death, but I think it's an afternoon snack. Anyways, I'm going on. I would give the Smart Sweets an overall rating of maybe like a 7 out of 10, almost an 8. I mean, because the stuff was pretty good, but it didn't meet the hype of what they said in the package and, you know, all the things. But hey, we gotta start somewhere, right? And by all means, I might choose it over some Sour Punch straws, but I'm more than likely won't, because those are really stinking good, you know? Anyways, until next time, reviewing the best and the worst things of the world. Peace.